Yo, crew, way less. My crew, the best.
There's nothing I can do. This could be the end, it's mine to choose. It's taken me my lifetime just to prove. This could be the day I die. Don't let it be the day
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Caribbean Motor Racing Sim Club. It is time for round 3 of the 2024 CMRSC DTM World Championships. We are live here in Australia, in the Down Under, in the land down under, I should say, for the third round here at Queensland Raceway. Taking a look at the track itself, it's one of the more plainer looking tracks out here on the calendar. Not too much going on here, but the circuit itself a very challenging one despite the lap times being short. The drivers all running on the track now, getting their last bit of practice in before we get into qualifying, which will start up very, very soon. We go live onto the scene here. Just 5 minutes left to go on the timing sheets before we get action going on now. Welcome everyone to Caribbean Motor Racing Sim Club. I am your host, Rahul Nasir. Looking live now onto the circuit here. Drivers eager to get underway here. Still missing quite a few on track. Hopefully we should be seeing them very shortly. Just 5 minutes and 20 seconds to go. Of course, we have the Caribbean Motor Racing Sim Club banners and sponsors all around the track. Looking absolutely wonderful, I will say. As we're watching here, the man who's fastest right now, not overall in the week, just in practice at the moment, it's Mike Van Dorn in the Valhalla BMW number 29 as he sets the fastest lap of practice. It's a 101.659. Awesome stuff there from him. Our tab saying, good afternoon, bro. Best of luck. Happy racing to all the competitors here. Our championship leader now entering into the server here, as we just have 4 minutes and 20 seconds left to go. Let's take a little tour of all the drivers. So looking at Van Dorn here, of course, champion of Race of Champions in 2022. He looks to get his championship win to punch his ticket into Race of Champions for 2024. And after last round, a retirement came from it. And it was not the strongest of starts that he needed there. Whoa! What was that? One of the exploit cars. It's on its roof. It's Webster. And Roll Protap saying, hoping to see Martin Webster in P1. Well, I hope he's all right there. I have no clue what just happened. Took my eyes off the screen for a moment and found him upside down in the pit lane. That was very interesting. But Van Dorn did not have the best of championship starts, getting himself in an incident back at the Norisring once the rain fell. He retired out past the 75% mark, so he did earn himself 2 points in that bout. As Van Dorn taking a different route around the track here, really just entering to the pits now. His teammate, Klaus Klint, as he runs into the grass. Can he save it? Yes, he can. Just over the fresh painted curbing. As you can see around the track, Klaus, also not the best of races for him, did not score any points in the last round. Just gotta take a quick little intermission for 1 second. We'll continue to watch the cars go around. So we're gonna hop into the broadcast channel now. I think we're hearing a bit of some words from the drivers, so we're gonna listen in and see what they have to say. Hello.
Yeah, like these guys when they enter the pits, as they get to the speed limit line, they're hitting some invisible wall or something and getting an accident. So I asked Martin to follow me, and I drove in fine. But right behind me, Martin hitting like an invisible wall.
And then,
Like he's in my rearview mirror. I'm getting in fine.
Follow me, Raul. Follow me, Raul. I'm
Okay.
about to enter the last car now.
sure.
You wait to the pit.
Yeah, I'm watching.
I just raised the right height to 65 in front. Yeah, at 65.
So yeah, I can kind of see a little bump. You can, yeah, that hit what you're hitting there. I think it's just the ride height that's clipping in the ground. So yeah, I think just lifting it a little bit more, you'll be fine. So I think Martin, you're good there.
Yeah, but that'll mess my whole setup up now.
Oh,
I'm able to get away with it somehow.
do you have to lift it up significantly?
Yeah. Look, somebody has just hit the wall.
Oh, I see it now. Yeah.
I mean, I think I'm on.
Yeah, I get in, but I damaged my front wing.
I am.
This
on the
is
lowest.
very interesting.
I'm on
Yeah,
the lowest.
brother, I had to go to 67 in front to get that before.
You guys
I'm on
didn't try
50.
this in a week. You did 500 laps apiece. You should have tried this, man.
No, we tried it all the time. We were fine. We sat first and we walk around it, and we were fine. Now we're doing the same thing. We practice all.
It could also be heavy fuel load too. It
I
could.
don't have fuel. I have quality lap fuel here right now.
I'll practice.
I tried with the default setup just now, and I crashed out coming into the pits.
When I practiced earlier this day with the fuel tank, there was no problem to go into the pit at all.
Yeah, I don't have a problem either.
I'm on the lowest suspension, and on the left side of the entry, I get damage on the front, and on the right side of the entry, I'm fine. It's just a bump on the right side for me.
Right, so you got to stay on the left side then.
I gotta stay on the right side.
The right side.
I'm gonna try 63 front and see how that'll go.
Very interesting here. I believe all the drivers having such low cars out here, low suspension, that a lot of them are bottoming out over the pit line. Not really seeing if there is it.
That's making a car push.
Line does look a bit raised. But that's a very interesting issue that I'm seeing there on the track. The car's so low down to the ground that it's scraping that hard and causing an issue for the drivers, but nonetheless, looks like that issue kind of solved in the setup, but a little bit of a tweak. That's very, very interesting, and I really hope that it does not affect anything throughout the race. That would be massively unfortunate. But we have completed free practice here.
Get in, even to go to the right side. That's
So we see the drivers now coming in.
Do it slow, Martin. Go very slow, and you go over. You can't go fast.
Yeah, with 60, yeah.
I still getting red damage, but I get over. Probably.
Interesting.
I live with them, man. I might lose some time on track for that, but I'm gonna use them.
Yeah, probably best to just go really slow in over the line.
Yeah, really slow in over the line.
Yeah, I went in fairly decently slow. Maybe that's why I'm getting in.
Well, as all the drivers have kind of solved that issue themselves, you can finally get into qualifying.
crazy we had to line up just for the race.
And they are going for that top step here. Eyes are on one man, Marlon Young. He's gone 2 for 2 so far in the championship. And there's only one man who's done the hat trick in the first 3 races. That man is Khalil Rickford in the Radical Caribbean Cup, where he made that historic 5 for 5 clean sweep. Never done before. So can Marlon Young go for the hat trick here today?
Not anymore. On the left side, I was getting orange damage, and on the right side, I'm fine.
Drivers figuring out their last bit of issues there.
I get over it.
But qualifying underway now. Drivers now heading out onto the track for this third round here of the championship. Fortunately missing 5 drivers. We did set a decent amount of laps. Jaden Harrison, Andy Rees, Oliver Bloch, Dylan Moranti, and Daniel Williams, who did make an appearance. So all the drivers spacing themselves out before they get onto track. So 8 drivers enter the fray. Only one can call himself the winner. But qualifying underway now. So let's go ahead and watch the drivers on track. Danny Nasir is the first one. Looks like it. Yep. So he comes around the final corner here. Wide entry. And puts the power down. Spoke with Danny yesterday as he was setting his practice laps in. One thing you're going to notice around here, the first 2 turns have that late apex that you need to hit. So you got to kind of keep the car as wide as possible. And another thing, you cannot hit these curbs. They are a little bit too heavy. I'm going to turn up the engine volume here. Making sure my mic doesn't overpower the cars on track. Just gonna do an audio check. While I'm at it, as Danny Nasir pushes on for a flyer. I'm gonna take a look at the sector times as soon as he crosses over that first lap at the sector times. As soon as he... Looks like it. Yeah. All right. Should be good there. Audio level should be fine. Danny Nasir, the first driver to come across the line. The time everybody's going to be chasing is a 1:03.423. And here comes Andrew Rupnarayan now coming across the line second, and he's going to go for a 1:04.925. Moore's going to put in his first time. Here come the X-Play duo. Martin puts in a time, but it's Marlon Young who puts in the faster time. It's an X-Play 1-2. X-Play on the top of the timing sheets. Here comes Van Dorn across the line, and he's gonna steal provisional from the X-Play duo, and Marlon off the track. He's gonna take it to the pits. I did just see Daniel Williams is entering into the session here. Glad to see him back. 2.5 tenths up on the first sector. Van Dorn now, the Dutchman, continues to head on through the second sector, ends just before, just on the braking zone of the final corner. So Van Dorn now going to continue on here. Some improvements for the drivers here. Moore is going to go up into P4. That's going to be a driver to watch. And as Van Dorn enters into the second sector, still a 1/10.5 up, lost a bit of time. Swings it wide onto the curbing on the outside across the start-finish line. Improvement for his time. It's a 1:01.744. Next play drivers not finding any improvement. And you can add this man, about of a half X-Play driver himself. Daniel Williams on track as well in the BMW. And he's been quick all week as well, so don't forget about him. 10 minutes of qualifying left to go for all these drivers, so lots of time for improvements. All right, we continue on here, waiting to see who can improve, and Van Dorn is going to hit us with another one. 3900s just up, and oh, a little bit of a slide, taps the curbing, and he's going to take it straight to the pits. He realized that's not the time, and he's off. Here comes Webster downshifting into the double left-handers. You want to get as close as possible to the curbs, but not hitting it, because that is just going to upset the car. Webster onto the final corner. Does not take it as wide as we saw Van Dorn, for example, but Martin going to come across the line now. Saying at time 1:02.651. Any other drivers can we see improving on personal times? We're going to stay on with Daniel Williams, which he should be just about finishing a lap here. Comes across, goes up P5, 1:03.244. Swings it wide. And goes around. Very reminiscent of Donnington Park, where you want to cross over that pit lane exit line. Let's find Webster, as he's found some time in the first sector. 2/10 with some personal improvement, passing Klaus now on track there. Final right-hander, very long. Nails on the throttle. And some improvements all around the timing sheets. And he goes up the time just a little bit more. 2:23. Marlon Young, no improvement on this lap. But the final sector, he has found some time. Moore still finding some improvement. Let's find Daniel Williams. He actually made some mistakes sliding the car on corner exit. And he's going to continue through now. Danny Nasir. 3/10 on a personal improvement here. Can shoot up into the 4th spot if he can keep this one up in the 2nd sector. We're going to watch it now. Oh, a second down, so no. Made a mistake somewhere on this lap. Klaus, though, on the bubble. As he goes into the 2nd sector, 8/10 off and slides the rear end. Can he save it? Well, just about. He's going to take that one straight into the pits. Daniel Williams out on track. If you guys can, sometime in this qualifying session, just try entering the pits, making sure you're safe. Especially, I'm not too sure if the heavy fuel load is going to weigh the car down enough that it might clip. Or it might clip over. So, yeah, just keep that in mind about heavy fuel load with the pit entry. Potentially clipping through the ground, and check that high suspension. But just make sure your pit lane entries are good to go for the race, so you don't have any issues. Marlon Young finding some improvement a bit, staying on the bubble in the 1st sector. In the 2nd sector now, as he enters through, 2/10 personal best. And look at those lap times, 1:01.996 against a 1:01.999, but I believe this time should be shuffled up a position, as it does, a 1:01.768. Identical lap times for the X-Play duo. But Marlon Young edging out the faster driver here. A little bit into the grass here, runs it wide. Can he keep it? Yes, he does, holding on to it. Finding where Daniel Williams is on track here. Smooth steering inputs for Williams here. Enters into the double left-hander now. Interestingly, using those exit curbs to his advantage. 5/10 up on his personal best. As he starts to really warm up now. And he goes up a spot, taking down Droll Moore, as he's still in pits. Not gone out just yet. So we are in it now, 5 minutes left to go in qualifying. as Daniel Williams chases down Rupen Orion. Both of them on a lap time, does not have to let go of the other. But Rupen Orion a lot slower as he locks up heavy, runs very deep, side by side. Bit of racing here and qualifying, but that's really the last thing you need. But he's gonna let off the gas. He realizes his mistake. He sees the faster driver behind him. Meanwhile, Van Dorn outlap here. Top 2 on track. Martin Webster still sitting in the pits doing some last bit of tinkering, as once qualifying is done and you're on the grid, you cannot set up your car anymore. Marlon Young now, can he get a crucial pole position in this race? Or do we see Van Dorn going 2 for 2 as Williams hits the gravel? But Van Dorn is looking strong. We'll watch him live. Into turn 2, flying in there, downshifting into 4th gear. We'll go on board and watch the rest of this lap on the back straight. 6th gear, 240 kilometers, still climbing, looking at the 100-meter board sign, braking just after it, down into 2nd gear, but you want to keep those revs up midway through the corner. Don't want to slide the rear. A little bit of a rear tinker there. We look into driver's eye for the double left-handers. You can see how close you get to those curbs using the outside one, similar to Williams, and the second one just over it. Now around the final corner. And sweet as you like, it's a time that's very close to the one he set. Can he improve it out of the 3rd sector? He does. It's a 101.733. Continues to push himself away from the competition, but Marlon Young charging down and takes pole position for himself. Provisional pole goes to the Guyanese. 101.672. And we have ourselves a qualifying battle on our hands for pole. It's Van Dorn versus Young. This is getting really exciting here. No improvements from Marlon Young that time. Really pushed himself hard. But Van Dorn finding improvements in the 1st. Can he find it in the 2nd? Lost a little bit of time. Can potentially inch up ahead on his lap unless he can get a perfect exit on the final corner across the line. No, he can't. But he's slowly improving. 7:16. Webster would love to get onto the front row to make it a next play 1-2. We keep an eye on the top 3, looking for those sector times. Both exploit drivers flying now. Martin Webster 4/10 down in the 1st sector. More re-entering into the session. Aerofleet does not have too many issues on his system there as Rupen Orion. I heard lockups. And there's a culprit there. Marlon Young, no improvement. 2 seconds off. Van Dorn on an outlap. Klaus now exiting pits. Final minute here in this qualifying session. Last attempts at it here. 2 laps of these guys can do maximum. So here we go. Marlon Young first to come across the line. Webster already on a lap here. This is it. 2 laps that they have maximum. But one mistake here will cost them all. So this could be a 1-lap glory right here. Webster up first. In the 1st sector, he's 4/10 down. Marlon Young, we watch him now. Do we see any improvements in that 1st sector? He's on the bubble. He's right there, within a 10th. Exactly with Van Dorn. This is going to be a fight to the end. Webster now entering into the next couple of quarters here. The double left-handers complete. Sweet as you like. Oh, Marlon Young skips over the outside curb. That might cost him 9/10 up. I don't believe Webster's going to improve at all here, and I don't think Marlon will. What's the gap? It's a second. Can Van Dorn find improvement? 2/10. Marlon has it. He's going to keep it. And oh goodness, there's a lot of incidents going on in the pits.
You gotta drive very slow in, Klaus.
Yeah, I was slow, so I went nearly
Slow as actually stopping the car.
Yeah, I was doing that. And still, it was like a wall, I could not get in there.
But as all the drivers quickly come across the line.
The maximum height I can get.
Danny Nasir, last driver.
Though, 'cause I'm in the same car and I can get in and he can't.
Well, make
That's
sure your
weird.
height
Try to
settings
go
are right.
all the
Yeah,
way
but
to the
for who?
right.
I'm on the lowest suspension I can be and I can get in and Klaus can't get in. And we're in the same car.
Weird.
Even with the front heights.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm on the lowest. I'm on the lowest I can be and I can get in.
Yeah.
And
I'm
he's
on the
highest
lowest
and
too,
he
but
can't.
what I find, I gotta stop the car actually at the line and then just drive over slowly.
Yeah, I just tried that right now to stop the car completely, and then when to go forward, it was just like a wall. I could not get in there.
Oh boy.
Very, very interesting here. So drivers having some issues with the pit stops.
Yeah.
All right. Do you guys think it's probably a bit safer if we leave this one as a no mandatory pit?
Yeah.
You can't.
How long is it? How much lap is the race?
You don't have enough fuel.
Yeah, but if you had no mandatory pit, your tires cannot go. the
No,
whole
you
race.
have to do. You have to do a mandatory pit, because
Yeah, you're gonna have to do a pit stop.
Yeah, you can't get to the end without pitting
Because
for
fuel, you're gonna have to put fuel. You can't get to the end on.
No.
Okay, it might be best then if you are still having trouble going over that bump to really raise up that car.
Yeah, I raised mine to 65 in front, just to be
Yeah,
safe.
I cannot get that high. Yeah, if I change my suspension, I could get that high.
It's
but
just
my
that
car
it
was-
messes the setup up. But what are you gonna do?
Yeah, I think you gotta make the front suspension stiff as well, which is actually
Yeah, you gotta. Yeah, you have to also stiffen the front.
and that's actually slower.
And you gotta go over the bump really slow as well.
How
Okay.
much laps the race gonna be?
It's a 45-minute race and there's a 1-minute lap, so it's a little bit over 45 laps, maybe 46.
So we still have to do a mandatory pit?
Yeah. Okay. So
Tire change, right?
yeah, tire change. So the pit stop is a mandatory tire change, but since fuel is to play a factor, you got to fill that up. When the lights go out, I'll let you guys race around, and we'll enter in pits. We'll make sure everybody can get into the pit lane properly. If we
So
got
you do a drive-through?
Yeah.
Rolling start?
Yeah, I wouldn't be able to pit with my race fuel.
well, let's give it an attempt.
No, I know. I tested it.
Yeah.
I gotta burn off the fuel.
Yeah, naturally, yeah, you're gonna have to burn off the fuel in the race
Because
before you guys are making those pit
It's the
stops
front.
anyways.
My front is soft, so that my front suspension was soft, so that was the whole issue.
Right. Okay. So I'll let you guys race at the line, but as soon as we get to the end of the first lap, I'll let everybody enter pits single file if we can. So just before the last corner, we'll kind of slow down, try to get in there single file, and just make sure everybody's good, and then we'll restart the race, and then we'll actually begin it from there. So just to make sure everybody can...
So you know, restart.
Yeah, we'll
restart,
do...
standing start.
Yeah, so if we have to make some adjustments, yeah.
Mike, are you going?
So we don't race
all
off
the way to
to
the
the
right or in the middle?
No,
What did you
race.
say?
Right to pits.
Yeah, you can come quickly around the track. But don't
Klaus, can you
go for
repeat?
any dive bombs or anything. We're just gonna go straight to the pits from here, just
I
to make sure
couldn't hear
we can
you. You
enter
were
in.
too quiet. Klaus,
Yeah.
I couldn't hear you. You were too quiet.
I said, are you staying on the right side in the
Yeah.
intro, or are you going to the middle?
On the
of
right
pit?
side.
Right side.
So as the
I'm
drivers all
completely
lined
on the
up,
right side, and I can get in
Okay.
fine, even on lowest suspension.
very interesting issue here on the track returning with us. Looks like some sort of issue.
I don't know if I can get in with max fuel, but when I burn the fuel out, I can get in with.
Yeah, when I burn the fuel out, I got
ourselves.
in, but I gotta just slow up on the line.
But I have a lot of fuel in the car, and I'm able to get in fine. Like, there's no problem for me.
What car do you have?
The
I have the Nissan.
But
Right,
he's also.
different car. I have
but
the
he's-
Audi, and I'm not really getting much
I
issues
see it.
either.
All right,
But
so
me and Klaus are on similar setup, and I can get in without issues on those suspension.
I've just kind of clipped under the ground with my camera. The left side of the pit entry is raised up. Like, the line, for some reason, is raised up, so it's like a bump. So, that's on the left side. If you stay on the right side, it looks flat, but the left side of the pit entry is raised up. Like, it's literally floating. So, if you stick your car as close as possible to the right-hand side, so the right side of the wall, you should be able to get in fine. That is very interesting. But you can see it there. You can kind of see it. If you could see a little bit of a drop shadow, that is what is causing that. Very, very weird. There, here's another perspective of it. Trying to get it. There it is. That is very much concerning here. But the drivers will be coming around now. All right, so start slowing down. Give each other some space as you enter pits here. So here comes the drivers entering. So we go very slowly.
Right. Yeah, it's
No problem.
Oh, more in the air.
extreme right, Jared.
Yeah, I guess I'm.
Sorry, folks. Who crashed in front of her? Somebody crashed in front of her?
Yeah, more if you can, like, yeah, just reverse it out.
Which side of the wall do you go?
Closest to the track. So the right side, far right side.
Right, close. It's going very slow and you crashed.
Yeah, I'm watching.
I was slow.
Far right.
Going in.
I'm on the left side and I'm
Okay,
fine.
Klaus, try the left side.
Yeah, back up and try the left side, Klaus.
It's very weird
Ooh.
though, because I can go in at 80
Klaus,
kilometers on the right
unable.
side without issues.
Why is he not able to get in?
That's your level today.
Yeah, Klaus. I'm not too sure why you're unable to get in. If
What's
you can-
Klaus' right side?
Yeah, teleport to
that-
pits,
that's
Klaus.
Klaus,
It's not
Leave
the
five.
right height though.
Klaus, leave 5 or 10 laps of fuel and then try it again.
Yeah.
Martin, it's not the right height though, because I'm on the lowest right height possible and I can get in. He can't.
Or
Klaus is
maybe
in,
it's a
no?
soft. Or maybe it's a
Klaus
soft.
made it in.
Very interesting.
Okay, what did you do
Yeah, I
to make
don't-
it in, Klaus?
No, I had to teleport to the pit. I could not get in, no matter what I did.
Yeah,
Maybe
I would
if
just-
Mike can share a setup to Klaus and try that, and see if
I
there's
have
any
bikes
difference.
instead of me. I'm running the same setup.
Oh,
How much fuel do you have, Klaus?
I will try now with no fuel.
Yeah,
Because I have like
I'm
80 liters in when I try to get in. I will just check around.
I'm running the setup with Klaus sent me, and on maximum fuel I can get in.
so that is very interesting.
Hey,
So
I'm
if you're
the
just
same. Oh no, wait.
And,
joining us
and he's also
into
on the same setup.
the stream
He's
here,
also able to get in. Although he is
do
in a
have
different car, but he is on the same
Klaus having a bit of an issue on pit entry, unable to get in, as the front end
Might be the
is
car. I'm in the Audi and I
dragging.
don't have any issues.
setup. No, but
on
it's
the
not the car
ground.
though, because I'm in the same car as him, on the same setup.
Ah, right. And you're fine.
Yeah,
It might be fuel. He might have had too much fuel.
I can get in with
but
maximum
I'm-
fuel. I had it there.
No, but yeah, but the main issue is if both Daniel and Mike can both get in with the BMW just fine. I'm not too sure if it's a setup. I feel like it's a setup thing,
It's not.
but I'm
It's
watching
not the
both
field.
watching Daniel come in just fine.
Maybe the front wing? Maybe the front wing is too low?
Let's watch him now.
Maybe they're running on number 2 front wing or something?
Yeah, Klaus, going a lot slower. Going a lot slower.
You're going in too fast, Klaus. You
Yeah,
gotta go
I'm
down
also
slow.
noticing that.
No, but Rahul, I went in at 80 and I had no issues.
I can't go in at 80.
You'll watch. I'll be able to go in at 80 and I have a max fuel tank, so I don't know what's the problem. It's not the setup because I this thing.
Different car, different car.
Yeah, but
So weird.
How much fuel does Klaus have?
I have
it
like
doesn't matter because I'm
6
I'm
liters
also
now.
on the most fuel.
So weird.
Guys, check the front wing. If the front wing is max, then it's lower to the ground, right? Check the front wing. Maybe the front wing is touching.
Yeah, I will try to change my funding. This is
Very, very interesting. So, let's just briefly go over what we have known right now. So, on the pit lane entry, it looks to be it looks to be raised up. This
You guys
line
know you
here.
don't gotta do a lap, right? Just
Oh yeah, you could just reverse from the pit lane.
I mean, you can also do
yeah, I
half the
could
lap
do that,
until
yeah.
you can also go until the first hairpin and then turn left onto that other road. It's a shortcut.
I got teleported back to the pits.
Okay, never mind. Then maybe
Yeah,
not
you gotta
reversing
do half the
over.
lap.
Alright, yeah, do half the lap then.
You can do the shortcut on the
The class looks to be good.
Who's backing up there, man? That's some good skills.
Yeah, class, I see you.
I cannot get out.
Oh wow, he's beached. Oh, you're good. Okay. Yeah, try putting in some momentum to cross over the line. All right, and now try going over. See it now?
So it's your front wing then.
It's the front wing.
Did you change your front wing, boss?
I changed my front wing, yeah.
It's the wing that's touching then. It's the front wing that's touching.
Yeah.
Mike,
Yeah, so
Klaus,
that
yeah,
thing
are both
balance
of your
is the
numbers
front wing.
identical or?
I'm on 2.
Yeah, I was running on 2 also, but now it's on 0.
It's weird though, because I'm on 2 and I can
All
get
right.
in.
Klaus, try one more time with a bit more speed now.
Okay.
And if that is good, then we can start this race. But yeah, I understand that does affect setup, but I'm not too sure how.
Oh, but the front wing is not that big problem.
Yeah, I've not had any of these issues in 2 weeks of practice. I didn't expect this.
No, I have also all the practice I could go into the pit full speed.
Yeah, Andrew, I just saw you go in full speed there just fine.
Yeah. I have max tanks. Almost, I guess.
All right, Klaus, give it a go. And we are gonna see if this works now. Yep.
No problem. Yeah.
Looks just fine. All right. I'll start it up. I see an Aston Martin coming around. I'll let you come in really quickly.
That's so weird.
Very weird, yeah.
I can live with that. I know what happened.
Alright, let's get the show on the road, guys.
All right. Yep. I'm gonna restart the server, but just before I do, I just want to let you guys know. Make sure the setup and strategy is gonna be reset.
Hold on. Give me a second. Let me save mine because I.
Cool. Yeah. Make sure you guys have your setup saved.
Klaus, make sure you save your setup, eh?
Yeah.
I just did.
So change one.
Yeah.
Last time you changed your setup, you forgot and you messed up the race.
Only took us 10 minutes.
You're funny.
Yeah, you did.
All right. You ready to restart?
Yes.
Cool. All right. Yeah. Make sure before you hit drive, not only load the setup, but just give it a little skim through as well as the pit stop setup. Make sure that's all good. I'm gonna restart it right now.
Load the setup when the thing restart, Jarl.
All right. So I think we can finally get this show on the road here. But yes, very interesting there. So I think the less nerdy version of saying what just happened. All these tracks are modeled, 3D modeled. So these are all different materials that you can drive over, different textures as like this texture of grass is going to respond differently to tarmac. And you can set how high
Welcome back, Daniel.
Yeah, it's been a while.
those textures are.
Yeah. Too long. You got Martin and Marlon, and they're gonna be, running ahead of you in the pack there now, man.
Yeah.
But if we look back here,
Not great.
it
I
does
just
look like the
watched him.
developer
I just
did
watched
not
him off
make
the line. Nah.
this a complete flat
I'm just
texture.
stirring the pot here, man.
And you
Shades
can kind
of
of see
Monza, Danny.
Yeah.
Last lap
Long
it's
time
a
Monza.
ago.
little
Remember
bit. It's a little bit higher than the track. You can kind of see.
Last
Do you
lap,
see that
we
little
dead
shadow
Last
there.
lap, last corner.
on the ground there? No matter what, though,
All right, good luck, guys.
very happy to see
Yep.
this is all
Good luck,
fixed
Mike.
up.
I'm just saying, Danny, your name is listed as Ew. So, ooh, brother, ooh, in the tower.
Rahul,
Yep.
why is the
And he's
race
clear
time
on the
37
scorecard.
minutes?
Sorry, what was that?
The race time is at 37 minutes, not
It,
45.
it'll reset once the lights go out.
Okay.
All right, 17 seconds. Good luck, everybody. Let's have a good race. All right, here we go. We can finally get this one underway. Let's sound out the lights. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 lights, and we go racing here at Queensland. Let's do this. So good start there from Van Dorn as he sweeps into the lead. And the drivers start to single file out as the second corner, a late apex, so the drivers gonna start following each other now as they get onto the back straight. A little bit off the track there, into the grass for a moment. Daniel Williams, Klaus getting a move done on more there. And here we are into the first hairpin here. Good opportunity for an overtake. None of the drivers are going to take that off for Danny Nasir, though, finding himself on the rear of Ruben Ryan. Door-to-door action here. Klaus and more. Mercedes against BMW. As we head into the double left-hander, Moore turning it a bit too early there. Loses out some time, and Klaus is going to go through. Up a position, top 5 for the Valhalla driver. Now his teammate holds on to the lead. But as they all come around the final quarter and we complete the first lap, we can really get this party underway. Here we go. So 5/10. Mike already trying to open up, but the X-Plate guys really burying down the pace now, really trying to hustle up. Don't forget about Daniel Williams. He's a seasoned veteran of CMRSC despite the absence here. He's going to be looking quick, and Marlon Young is looking quick as well, as he's already alongside of the leader here. Van Dorn on the inside holds on to the lead. I did notice first sector, he was up purple faster, but he is all over the rear of the Dutchman. Marlon posing as a massive threat. He wants the hat trick. He wants to make some history, and he wants that championship. Van Dorn in a similar storyline here. He wants these points. He wants to get on top here. He wants to punch his ticket into Race of Champions. It's going to be a hard one out. Here's Ruben Ryan in the grass. Tries to get back on it. Fastest lap there for Marlon Young. It's a 1:02.596. Heading out of turn 2, and another overtake here. As Moore gets back on Klaus for P5, and Daniel Williams off the track. Over the grass. Probably hitting the curb or losing the back end. Lock up to go with it. He shuffles down from 4th to 6th and has Danny Nasir on him. Ruben Ryan, more trouble for him on the hairpin. Luckily gets back going. Young, still on the attack. Let's get that rear camera and watch this battle from Van Dorn's perspective. Just gonna make sure the audio levels are good here. So 5/10. Mike already look to be good there. Let's continue here. Webster, personal best for himself, as well as Danny Nasir. Little of a slower exit there from Van Dorn. You can see the Aston Martin creeping up. Van Dorn using his one move to defend it to the inside. Marlon Young gonna stay behind him and take his line naturally. Bit of a lockup, actually. It's gonna slow him down just a bit. Meanwhile, Danny Nasir on the attack of Daniel Williams. Daniel trying to find his feedback after being shaken up the last lap. And Danny just about losing a bit there. On board, on with Marlon Young. This is your battle for the lead. Webster P3 is a little bit far behind, but he respects his teammate. He knows this is all about championship. This is all about stats. And Marlon Young setting the fastest lap of the race. Pressure's on. Van Dorn under fire here. Hits the curb on the inside, loses momentum, and the Aston Martin starting to get closer on the hairpin. Will Young go for a move here? Does not. Swings it to the outside. Cannot get the crossover to get a better exit. But these two guys giving us some proper racing out here at Queensland Raceway for the Australian Grand Prix. Into the double left-handers. And we're seeing it here. Those curbs are really upsetting the car and slowing it down a lot more than it should. And now into the final corner now. Van Dorn this time, though, has set a fastest purple sector. Coming across the line here, and it's Young who's still going to continue fast. Look at that. 102.553 against a 102.540. They are tooth and nail fighting very hard. This is what champions look like. This is what a championship drive looks like, and Marlon Young is delivering it against a feisty Van Dorn. Every Dutch driver in Caribbean Motor Racing Sim Club has been nothing but fast. Alien levels of quick. You take it back to Sander van Leeuwen. You look at Mike Van Dorn. Those are aliens. But the Guyanese Marlon Young has been through it all. Let me give you guys here a fun stat. Marlon Young, of course, has been with us since day one here at Caribbean Motor Racing Sim Club. I have known him for a little while beforehand. Before I get into that stat, though, Daniel Williams finally getting under himself after that runoff, and he has gone up into P5 here, with Klaus following behind in the other Valhalla car.
Marlon's lagging on my
Teleport him, man, doing.
Both of them looks like they're
Yeah, I
having
just
some
saw that.
issues.
Is it me or is it?
Yeah, it looks like it's the both of you.
Yeah, because he was also teleporting on my screen.
Alright, cool. I'll keep an eye on those pings for you guys. So, a little bit of Wi-Fi connectivity playing at hand here. Not the thing you want, but it has opened up the gap. Both of them lagging just a bit, but that is what you get when you have drivers all around the world. I mean, you have Marlon Young driving in Guyana, in South America, and then all across the ocean.
Kind of threw me off track.
Van Dorn.
I don't get you.
But take a look at this. We have the battle down here. P4 and Moore is in trouble, but I just want to give that little fact there. Marlon Young is our 8th race winner here in Caribbean Motor Racing Sim Club, and I am talking about the inaugural. He's been here from the very start. He has fought against the toughest of aliens, but he's always found a way to come out on top. Take a look at this in the background here. Danny Nasir, does he line up a move here? Doesn't look like it. In fact, the dirty air may have caught Danny Nasir off guard and sent him a bit. But take a look at that map on the right-hand side of the circuit. You can just see the real fight beginning from P4 to P7. 102.3 against a 102.5. Marlon Young, still the faster driver. 102.8. Martin Webster improving. And the gap now down under a second for the top two drivers. But we watch this train back here. Moore defending very hard and only a second start in Caribbean Motor Racing Sim Club. Oh, trouble! He hits the curb onto the outside, tries to save it for dear life, gets over the curb. Daniel Williams has to avoid, hits the curb as well, loses 2 positions, he's off the track. Klaus goes through, up into 4th place. Danny Nasir following as well. Looking to attack now, Moore off the track. It's right back on 2 drivers reacting to each other. Shaking things up, but one thing's for sure, they're staying together. That was a scare for all of them. Klaus, though, gets up ahead. And that is what Valhalla needs as they try to take down X-Play. Van Dorn with the fastest lap. Just a 10th off, though. Not even half a 10th, Marlon Young. Look at those times there on your left-hand side. Great racing from these guys. Here comes Daniel Williams on Danny Nasir. BMW versus Audi. Oh, lock up trouble there. More off the track a little bit. Just gets out the way. Here comes Daniel Williams, Sandro Moore. Close together once again. Danny, though, shuffles right ahead. But Moore feeling aggressive. Does he go for the move? Oh, he's sending it. He's sending it on the inside. Danny Nasir has to respect it. Just about keeping this one alive between these two. Moore hugging the outside. Daniel Williams tries to look for a move to the inside. Decides to back out. Very wise. That is years of experience of sim racing. Moore, though, really hustling. Look at those times. It's Daniel Williams going off almost. 102.13 against a 102.038. Marlon Young and Van Dorn making identical lap times. Van Dorn off the track. Too many fights, we don't know where to look. Is Van Dorn feeling the pressure? Both of them pushing very hard. Moore, though, also finding himself pushing a little too hard as well. Really needs to chill a little bit here. Lap traffic here for Ruben Ryan needs to get out the way as well. He does understand that. And we might hear some blue flag calls, bit of a lockup there from him. And he does get out the way.
Coming through on the Andrew.
Both of them getting out 102.6, 103.2. Marlon Young a little bit slower that time by. Take a look at this battle here. Daniel Williams on the inside, trying to go for the final corner. Side by side, Danny Nasir.
Oh, man,
oh, he's up there.
You can't do that.
Nah, he just misses breaking points.
Yeah, same thing.
And Danny Nasir put off the track because of that.
You should give that place back, man. You can't take that.
Yeah, I'm looking at it. Daniel Williams on the outside hits the curbing there. More racing around. That was a hairy one. That was definitely a hairy one to watch here. But actively looking into it now. Daniel Williams claiming that Moore missed his breaking point. He's on the outside. Oh, it's a tough one to call. This one, very interesting to look at here. But Daniel Williams continues to fight on, waiting for a replay to come up of that incident. I think we can see it right now. right, so here is the incident at hand. We are going to see now.
Andrew?
So on the inside there, Daniel Williams, and then Jarrell, oh, really squeezing it in. Could that have been a racing incident? We rewind it more. Unfortunately, we have to look at the stream replay. And yeah, that's a little bit tough to call. It is very tough. Wow, that is tight. I'm open for some discussion in chat what you think of that incident. Unfortunately, one camera angle. Locking up. A little bit of overspeed. Do agree, Tavar. Moore definitely came in with a lot more speed. I think that is the bottom line there. Despite where Danny Nasir was on track, doesn't really matter where he is. As incidents are mainly called, it's the driver behind who has to make the responsible pass as Ruben Ryan in the pits there. And as such, since Moore came in with a lot more speed and did just bounce out Danny out the way, despite Danny being on the outside, yes. But if anything, on hindsight, that was a good call to be on the outside. So, we're going to call it off here. We're going to switch the positions here. All right, Moore, swap positions with Danny Nasir. So just do that safely. And continue racing once he gets past you. Trying to outbrake the other and just overspeed. It was 100% overspeed. That's just racing at the end of the day. But as well as the end of the day, it's the responsibility of the driver behind to make that pass clean. And that's just racing at the end of the day. It's just a mistake that unfortunately caught Danny Nasir. But since it was a little bit fault of Moore, that he was on the outside, and I would have given a little bit of a benefit of the doubt. I don't think it's gonna matter though. Danny making a mistake. I'll still talk about it anyways. Moore was on the outside. If he was on the inside, I think I'd give him a little bit more of a leniency. But he was on the outside. That is the preferred racing line. Well, hey, I think it's just undoing itself there. Danny Nasir making a mistake there. But both of them setting in some decent lap times to each other. I don't think it matters at this stage. So we're gonna continue racing. We're gonna say that was racing, but unfortunately the overspeed is the only thing that's gonna twist the table over to Danny Nasir. But nonetheless, we watched this fight here as Marlon Young was able to get the lead here of this race. And we did not see it live. And the reason why we didn't see that live was actually because the incident took place the same time as the overtake. So Marlon Young got the pass done. Unfortunately, it was the same time as that incident, but it is a one-man show out here. So we have to make sure incidents are taken care of. Those are a bit more important than watching the action on track. Nonetheless, though, this is still a race to watch. Let's look at those lap times. 102.5, 102.2. Van Dorn quicker. We're still getting ourselves a race. But meanwhile, it is fair to note, take a look at your left-hand side there, your leaderboard. You're going to notice a little yellow square on Ruben Ryan's name. That does not mean it's yellow flags. It means that he has made their pit stop. Ruben Ryan called out for blue flags. Once again here from Martin Webster. Team championship-wise, I mean, this is still an 8-round championship. Round 3 of 8. The next round will be double points at Torponza, but take a look at this. Van Doorn getting back in the lead. Looks like... Yeah, it just looks like it's a mistake from Marlon Young. I just saw that time deplete. As soon as we swap through, Van Doorn is going to take back the lead. I think culprit's right there, 104.7. Must have ran off a track. So both of these guys really hopping over each other here. Marlon claiming that the tires are on. You just saw it there. Had to make a massive correction. Into turn 2, Van Doorn also going wide. 25 minutes left to go. ...20 minutes of hard-fought racing for these two guys. Those tires 100% used up. But yeah, as I was saying, the final rounds of the Caribbean Motor Racing Championship for DTM and the 4th round, which will be the final round of the International Tour before we head into the Caribbean only. Both those final rounds were double points, each really shaking it up. If the X-Play boys want to sign me on their team as their 3rd driver, says Tavar here. Tavar might be in luck. They already have a 3rd driver in Jerome Moore, just not in the X-Play colors. He wants to be on his own. He wants to learn everything himself. But hey, if he's really a part of it, that is 2 X-Play teams together. That could be really deadly. Meanwhile, though, still a wonderful race to watch. X-Play, so much improvement. From the inaugural year in 2021 to Martin Webster winning the GT3 Challenge Championship in 2022 to now Marlon finally shining bright. And Marlon Young, as he's already won 2 races in a row, goes a little bit wide there. Although it may not be an absolute perfect run like you'd find from a Luca Andretta, Marlon Young has really turned it up. He has been so excited. A quote from Marlon Young earlier today. So excited about this race. Didn't even sleep last night. Feels like I'm in a dream. Marlon Young is living his dream. Oh, and it's trouble. Van Doorn off the track. Oh, boy. Does not make contact, and he spins it. Middle of the track. Does he get out the way? Just about. Yellow flags. Locals did come up, but it wasn't a VSC. That is huge. Van Doorn. And you hear him. If you didn't hear him properly, those curbs. As I was saying, yeah, those curbs are very deadly. Van Doorn loses the lead, but this time he's lost 2 positions. This is huge. And X-Play, it's a 1-2. Oh my goodness. So Van Doorn able to get out the way just in the nick of time, but if not, he would have had, would have been a virtual safety car. Both drivers entering in pits. Webster in the lead. Crucial stops, yes. And Webster's really gonna have to push hard now. As Marlon Young slow on exiting his box. And Van Doorn also with a quick stop. Oh, bit of traffic though. As Daniel Williams trying to get past. No, he doesn't. So Van Doorn has slotted himself behind his teammate with used tires. Marlon with the good pit stop. Just about able to get ahead. Oh, but the 2 Volvo drivers side by side. Klaus lets him go, but a little bit too much. As he's going to accidentally let his other BMW driver go through. Here comes Daniel Williams on the outside. Van Doorn cannot get it through. That's fresh tires, but cold tires, I will add, to Van Doorn's BMW. Has to put them up to temperature. Williams hard on the attack now. Van Doorn still trying to push hard as Williams really losing some grip on those tires. Webster in for his stop now. And There you see everybody close together within a second.
Nearly messed it up again.
First,
in the pits.
Second to fifth as Webster. Almost making a mistake himself. Entering into the pits, crucially getting out though. Where is Moore? Just about able to get past. Danny Nasir cannot. Webster making his stop. You look at the sheets there. Williams and Moore. Danny Nasir yet to make stops. Klaus, trouble. What has happened? He's in the pits. I don't know if that was a mandatory pit stop or did he enter pits manually? Well, he's out on track now. I'm not too sure if he had an issue with his pit stop strategy. Apology if you heard the language there. Yes, I'm not too sure what did go on there. But regardless, the top two have made their pit stops. And the fight, the final 20 minutes, it is on. 20 minutes, one lap. Fresh tires. And it's hard pushing all the way to the end of this race. The drivers decided to go a lot longer on the track. And therefore, they're going to have a lot more of younger tires at the end. But both of them are on identical sets, just like the start of this race. So we're really going to be in it to the very end. Meanwhile, Marlon Young holds onto the lead. His teammate, Martin Webster, follows on and looks at his fellow driver here in the X-Play Academy. Moore in P4, yet to make his stop. We remember last week out the Norisring, just lost out on a podium at the very end. Could not get it done.
Coming up, Andrew.
And Ruben Ryan getting out the way as the gap is closed down 8/10. Andrew is going to be right on the turn-in for Van Dorn. Nowhere really to go for poor Andrew there, but they both get away unscathed. Losing about 2/10 there. Klaus in the pits for the second time. What has happened? I believe Klaus has had an issue with his pit stop strategy. Meanwhile, that's why he's entered in again. Meanwhile, Martin Webster tucking down the inside of Moore side by side. Look at this. Aston Martin versus Mercedes-Benz, and the Aston just about able to go through. Webster up into fourth. Of course, already making his pit stop. Moore, though, right back at him. Take a look at this down the inside. Who cares if we're in the same academy? But over and under, Martin Webster with the fresher tires able to glide right through. That's some great racing. Moore suffering those used soft tire compounds. Unable to fight. Will he be entering pits this time around? Yes, he is. As well as Daniel Williams able to enter in just about. Looking good. Daniel Williams in the pit lane. So that is your final drivers in for their last pit stops, including Danny Nasir.
Smoke lingers too long in the air, man.
That would definitely be a CSP issue on your side. Unless somebody is having a little bit too much fun in the X-Play game shop. Hopefully that's not the car. Oh, bit of a lockup. Heard it there and saw some smoke, and I believe that came from Ruben Ryan's car. Meanwhile, let's look back up to the leaders now. 17 minutes left to go. 102.208, 102.253. Even though that's half a 10, they're really both just setting identical lap times. Martin has to try and catch Mike, hold him up to let Marlon win. I don't think that's the case.
Oh my god.
Whoa. Good save there. Van Dorn touching the curb on the outside. He's pushing. That is a racing driver pushing the absolute limits of his BMW. He knows the repercussions of not scoring points. Race of Champions can slip out of your hands. And since these two drivers have not won a championship, in fact, all these drivers have yet to win a championship, both of them are really hustling on. Marlin making a mistake on the curb as well. Van Dorn leads. They hop over once again. The curb's so deadly around Queensland. Marlin Young, not even much of a mistake, just a slow exit. That compromised him. Battle returns once again. Man, this is really shaping up to be race of the year. Both of these guys really fighting on. This is an amazing rivalry that we are watching on our screens here. Both of them, yep, I'd agree, on the limit of grip. And as all the drivers got seconds between each other, we can stay comfortable and watch this one to the end. Using up all the curbs there is Van Dorn. Not really caring that 2 laps ago. He almost lost it. But Marlin Young, the eyes are on him as well. He wants the hat trick. He wants to get 3 race wins in a row. If you haven't heard me say it before, the only time it's ever been done was last year, the Radical Caribbean Cup. Khalil Rickford. Guess what? I don't know if it runs in the same water that they both drink, but they're both Guyanese. Marlin Young. Really pushing hard. 3/10 the difference. Closing down with the slipstream. But Marlin knows to be very calm in these situations. He has so much time. 14 minutes. That's a lot of time to get the job done. Knowing that you guys are hopping over each other for position. It's really a matter of keeping these tires alive to the very end. We saw both of these guys going off the track one too many times from pushing hard. If I was Marlin, I wouldn't push and overtake instantly. I'd let Mike make the mistake. Mike is the one that has to push. And you see there, making a little bit of a corner exit, a little slower. Just relax. You gotta let all the pressure from yourself build up in the driver ahead. And then all you gotta do is just walk right past them. In Van Dorn's case, he's experienced. He knows these types of situations, and you just cannot let up that type of pressure. And that comes from being perfect. Every apex, every corner exit, every braking zone, every lap has to count. Lock up there for Van Dorn. That's pressure. But since all these drivers have made their mandatory pit stops, we really race to the very end here. You look down the board, Martin Webster really needs a virtual safety car to catch right back up. Daniel Williams very far as well. More 5 seconds off of Daniel, however. Danny Nasir 2 seconds just off of him. You look at that fight there. A little bit spread out from each other. Klaus also needing a miracle to really close up this one. But if this is a caution-free Australian Grand Prix, then we're really just going to be watching these two guys for the end of it. Let me give you another history lesson. 1 year ago, the 2023 semifinals. Oh, whoa. Bit of a lag spike there. Take a look at those pings. Both of them still very high, but that was the second time I saw a little spike there. 2023 Australian Grand Prix semifinals for the DTM World Championships. X-Play almost dominated that race. After a late race, safety car VSC costed them. Both X-Play drivers out in separate incidents ended their hopes of a championship. That was heartbreak for the X-Play crew, even getting onto the podium together. But this year it's different. This time here at the Australian Grand Prix, history looks to be rewriting itself. 101.907. Fastest lap, 102.1. Marlin Young, a little bit slower this time as he just hits the curb. That's what Mike suffered from. Catching up to P8 and P7. Just up the road from each other. lap traffic can easily play a big part, as if these drivers do have to get out the way for the leaders, but it depends where, what corner. Will it compromise a braking zone to navigate past safely? Both of them cannot risk to lose any more time from each other. Bit of a lockup from Roop Narayan. Double left-hander, very difficult to get past, but if I was Roop Narayan, I'd get the hell out the way right now. Oh, as Van Dorn just gets over the curb. He does respect to Andrew for all these drivers. That's just the respect everybody has. There's no cheeky holding up for any of them. Van Dorn, though, taking extra precaution, running very wide, almost too wide, touching the grass on the outside tires. Marlon Young now really putting the pressure on. 102.8, 102.1, respectively, P1, P2. Marlon Young on the rear end, sniffing the tail of the Dutchman here, the Guyanese, into turn 2 now. This is all the fireworks go off for each of these drivers here as both of them get onto the back straight. Now Slipstream plays a big part as you see the time going down 2.5. It was 3:10 at the start of this straight as they head into the hairpin now. 10 minutes and 30 seconds left to go in this race. Roop Narayan brings out yellows. What is it for? In the wall there. Gets a flick spin, and he looks clear, so no yellows will come out for that particular incident. Both of these drivers following each other. Now it gets to a point of tunnel vision. You're in P2 or wherever position you're in, you're chasing a car ahead for that position. You're gonna naturally follow what the car does ahead. If that driver makes a mistake, your brain just follows them off the track as well. So I know these guys are both locked in. They are both running identical lines almost. That if Van Dorn makes a mistake on track, I wouldn't be shocked if Marlon Young follows him right through. That's just how hard racing can be. But it's your job as a racing driver to snap out of it, get out of that tunnel vision, because it can easily catch you on when you're really locked into a battle. When you see a driver make a mistake and you want to pounce in, you find yourself just following him and making that same mistake yourself. No progress made. But these two are veterans. Well, can fall into that trap. They also know it's all about the long game. 9 minutes is a lot of time. You don't gotta worry about overtakes just yet. What you mainly want to focus on is staying within that overtaking range. That if it shows up a chance to overtake, then you know where to be. Roop Narayan, flick spin. On the grass, it has not been a good day for Andrew Roop Narayan. Too many errors from his side. And not the best race from him. Meanwhile, though, 4/10 this time on the back straight. Gaps have opened up between all the other drivers. You can mainly look at that from the map alone on the right-hand side of your screen. You'll see where P4, P5, P6, P7, P8 are, as they all go through the middle sector. But this is going to be very interesting. The next driver up ahead, Valhalla Zone, Klaus Klint. Does Klaus allow these two guys to race, or is he going to be a helping hand in this situation? Remember, it's just like real life. Teammates play a big factor. If Martin Webster was here, this could have been a real war, 2-on-2. Klaus can very easily speed up and block the apex. You see him giving a little bit of pressure to Marlon Young. Just saying, hey, I'm here to give you pressure. And with Klaus having a bit of issues on pits, it's giving him a lot fresher tires than the leaders. He can easily give some pressure, and with Webster not here, it can prove a little bit of a threat. Here comes Roop Narayan, more lap traffic again. Roop Narayan just having a bit of issues on track here today. And Roop Narayan does gladly get out the way for that. 7 minutes and 13 seconds left to go remaining in this race. So far, ooh, as Young slides the car, we are caution free. We have seen so many scares from almost all the drivers here. We've left ourselves here with the two drivers we started watching from the moment the lights went out. Marlon Young and Mike Van Dorn. (102.247) against a 102.363. Almost identical lap times. Don't go anywhere. 6 minutes and 31 seconds left to go in this race. Can Marlon Young pull the hat trick, or can Van Dorn end the streak and begin the reign of terror on his own? Whoa! That was close. Ruben Orion, he is clear for rejoin. Oh, and trouble! Partabia said it there. Waiting for whoever made a mistake, and Mike Van Dorn just made one right there. And this is what I hope happened in the chat. Who is gonna take this win? Will it be the hat trick for Marlon Young, or will Van Dorn finally get some points on the board and put the threat down? Now, I said it at the 14-minute mark, and then I said it again at the 9-minute mark. You have a lot of time to play with, but now as a racing driver, you look up at that timer. 5 minutes and 26 seconds. Just 5 minutes. That's essentially about 5 laps of this race. 1 minute lap times. 5 to 6 laps to go in this Australian Grand Prix. You start to get those butterflies in your stomach. You start to feel even more pressure for yourself. Can you even get the move done? You need to get the move done. Ruben Orion retires out of this race from P8. It's a bit of a shame ending that way for him, but he's out of this one. But desperation is gonna start to play a big hand now, because now it's, I've stayed behind this man long enough. It's time to get the pass done. You're gonna see these guys start to throw some moves down, but when they don't work, that's when you're gonna see real desperation. Young, though, a little bit wide there, losing a 10th on turn 2. You need to be perfect now. This is all about who is the more consistent than the other. This is what Caribbean Motor Racing Sim Club's all about. Racing hard, tooth and nail to the very end. You want to get in on the action, join the Discord, linked in the description and in the live chat. You need to get a part of this action right here. Some amazing racing. And if you're a fan, hit that subscribe button. I hope you have enjoyed this amazing race so far as we get down to the final 3 minutes and 50 seconds. Folks, next week out, there'll be no racing. We're taking one more 2-week break. It's the final one, I promise. It'll be the final 2-week break, because in 2 weeks' time, we head to the 4th round in Poland for Tor Ponza for the Polish Grand Prix. It'll be double points by then, but that will be the race where we will start to begin the weekly races back to back to back. We start the Caribbean Motor Racing Championship a week after that, starting at South Dakota, all throughout the IRL CPL that goes on. But meanwhile, it all comes down to this. Here's some sector times for you. Van Dorn 19.6, Marlon Young 19.2, purple. Overall faster in the first sector. 5/10 the difference between these two. Both of them pitted on the exact same lap. They both have the exact same tire wear to each other. It's all about pushing now to the very end. Danny Nasir up the road, 4-lap traffic. Sector 2, 33.0, 32.9 for Marlon Young now. Crossing over the start-finish line, you're going to look at those lap times for yourself. 102.420, 101.928, personal best from the Guyanese. Marlon Young pushing hard. 2 minutes, 26 seconds left to go. MB I agree, very, very close. Look at the slipstream there, Marlon Young, you saw it! You saw it for a moment, he looked to the inside. The desperation, it's time to get some overtakes underway. Will we see an incident? We don't know. That is Oliver in the chat, thank you for that. Well, welcome guys. Wished we saw you in this race, but hopefully we could see you in the next one. Marlon Young pushing hard. As this race goes on, the crowd goes wild here. for the Australian Grand Prix. 102.775, a 102.903. Will he get the overtake done? Is it an if or when? Or is it not when, but if? Desperation crawling through the skin of Marlon Young. If he can even get this one done. 6/10. Van Doren. Oh, he's looking good. Marlon Young with the mistake. Running a little bit deep. Losing the revs on the hairpin. A minute ago, the gap has opened up. Danny Nasir in the Audi just up ahead. And you can see what is going on with the tire wear. Look how deep both drivers are going, more aggressive over the curbs. 47 seconds. Marlon is losing a bit of time now. Oh, Marlon's struggling to put the power down. The gap has opened up 1.3. 2 to go here at Queensland. Anything and everything can happen. Van Doren going a little bit wide there. Loses some time. We go on board with him. Is it the same? Is he losing it? A little bit slower through turn 2. It's allowed Marlon Young to go through. Ruben Ryan retiring due to connectivity issues. Very sorry for that. Oh my God, look at the slide Marlon Young pulling off. 3, 2, 1, that's it. 2 laps to go. 2 laps to go here for the Australian Grand Prix. Marlon Young finding himself 7, 8 tenths down the pecking order. Van Doren just needs to stay perfect for a lap more to call himself a winner here in Australia. Marlon Young needs a lap of a lifetime to go for the hat-trick. This is it. Final lap here for the Australian Grand Prix. 1 to go. This is it. This is for all the marbles. Who's it gonna be? Van Doren or Young? A little bit deep there, both of them go! Marlon Young pushes hard into the grass!
What happened there?
He's just giving it all then.
Driving his heart out!
Dead.
And Danny Nasir out of the...
Here, you guys as well.
Just you.
Oh, just me.
Danny Nasir crashing out unsuspectingly. We continue watching this fight here. Van Doren needs to be perfect around here. Second left-hander. Looks like he does. The gap has opened up for a second. 1 corner to go. The final hairpin. Van Doren puts the power down as he comes around the final corner. Weaves around and goes victorious. Van Doren puts points on the board. He wins it at Queensland. Young will be happy. It's a bit of a shame that he wasn't able to go for the hat-trick. The hat-trick, the dream is crushed. It's over. The streak is over. Van Doren for Valhalla takes victory in an amazing, entertaining Australian Grand Prix.
Great drive, mate.
You're right.
Yeah, good battle.
If top 3 can line up on front straight.
Stop right there.
Clear right.
No, we can just take the shortcut here.
Yeah, you guys can go through there. Top 3 is there. Daniel Williams, welcome home. He finishes P4.
Congratulations, Mike.
In the BMW. Moore is going to come around the final corner, going to finish P5, and despite connectivity issues for Danny Nasir, he's going to race right around the track to keep his P6.
Before the start, we checked all the settings, everything was okay, and when I get to the pit, there was nothing.
And Marlon Young just going to race around now. Marlon, make sure you take the shortcut just after this hairpin on the left hand.
I'm with my Van Doren already, it's Martin.
What a race
I'm on the
that
front
was.
straight.
And Danny Nasir is going to come around. He's going to finish in 6th position. Great race. Amazing battles all around the board. Danny Nasir now coming across the line. finishes the race. Oh.
Server thinks Danny is here.
Thanks, Playboys 2 and 3.
Let's get a shot there. All right, now that was an incredible race here at Queensland. I want to get to the interviews straight away. Let's get to our third place man here, Martin Webster. Great third position up here. Unfortunately, we weren't able to see you fight alongside your teammate and going for that race win, but you finish on the podium, and it's 100% crucial points for the championship in the constructors. How was that one for you?
It wasn't that bad. It was a little bit of redemption for last week because last week I DNF'd after a lot of mistakes. But I wasn't on the same level. These guys were a whole second a lap faster than me and on just straight race pace. So I tried to hang on at the beginning, but then pushing, I realized that I had Danny Williams behind me. So I had to just try to keep the car on track. And to drive at that level lap after lap, I just couldn't do it. And they're well deserved. It was a good fight between the two of them, and I watched it for the first 10 laps, and then they disappeared from me.
Well, it was still a very hard-fought battle for you to keep it on the podium as well. There were so many hungry drivers behind, eager to get that position from you as well, but you were able to break away. The Aston Martin looked incredible. How did the setup feel around here? What was really the main factors you took out of as you started to race here? What was really that one thing you needed to nail down each lap?
Well, I needed to nail down the pit, and I think I lost a lot of time because even though we practiced the pit and I had it down and I made sure I drained the tank as much before I go in, I still hit the wall and the curb, the little bump at the beginning of the pit, so I had to reverse. So I think I lost about 10 seconds there. But I had a nice little fight, a little battle with Jarrell. But he was on used tires because he was pitting the next lap, so we had a little tussle, and it worked out really good. That's about the only person I bumped into. Everybody else was long gone.
Indeed, man. But regardless, though, I think the main thing to take out of here is you put X-Play on a double podium here once again ever since Donnington Park. So it is definitely something to pat yourself on the back for. Yeah, hopefully we'll see what you could do if we can turn this P3 into something better. That was a great race from you. Congratulations on third.
Thanks very much.
In P2, Marlon Young, emotions just all throughout that race, chasing Van Dorn thick in and thick out. Unfortunately, you did not get the hat trick, but it's still a P2, and that is the next best finish to take here. Marlon, you still control the point standings here, but what a race that was for you. How was that one?
Man, I gotta say congrats to Mike. Right now I'm really tired. I'm sweating here, but it was a really good battle. I had it in my grasp and I let it go because I know it's difficult because he and I are at similar pace, so it's difficult to pass. So yeah, we both messed it up, but he drove a better race. I kind of messed it up in the pits and stuff like that. I had to put on extra fuel and things, so that cost me a few seconds. So yeah, but in all, he drove better than me today. So hats off to him and congratulations to him, man. It was a well fought race, and the best man won.
It was still an amazing race. Both of you guys putting down identical lap times. Marlon, that was still an extravagant race that you ran throughout there, and this is a huge turning point for you. From all the years I've seen you race, this was honestly one of your best drives despite finishing in P2. The consistency from you was just amazing. You kept it together. You didn't let pressure get to you, and honestly, if those tires were a little bit more fresh to the very end, you probably could have posed a little bit more of a threat to Van Dorn, but that was an amazing drive from you. My hat's off to you. This was probably just that next step that you needed to becoming one of the best and continue being a legend here in CMRSC. Amazing driving. So much improvement from you since the first time we used to race together. So can't wait to see the future. You still got so many more rounds, and if that is the racing you're going to be getting into, I believe you have a lot of pressure to really go down, and some rivalries to start up again. Marlon Young, amazing racing. Any last words you want to say?
Nothing else, but I just wanna just thank my teammate because he worked overtime to help us with the setup and stuff like that. And yeah, I actually benefited off of him, so I could have taken the fight to Mike. And I'm really proud of myself, as you said. I was surprised that I was that consistent to stay with Mike. And oh gosh, it's my best race I ever raced. I feel so good, happy about it. I don't mind the position. I just felt happy that I was in it all the time to win. So that's good.
Indeed.
I could only improve from here.
Of course. Cannot wait to see what goes on 2 weeks away in Poland. If we could see if you can get right back on that top step. Amazing race. Congratulations on the P2.
Thank you.
And a crucial, to say this one was important is an understatement. You needed this win. Mike Van Doren, winner here. This was a race when you desperately needed to get in that fight and get right in the picture and the talking point of who is going to go to Race of Champions. This was a crucial one, especially after the last round. Mike, you have won the Australian Grand Prix. Take us through those emotions throughout this race.
I mean, to be completely honest, I just got very lucky, but also very unlucky at the same time. I mean, yeah, these curbs, if you look at them funny, they just try to murder you, which happened to me twice. So that's not ideal, but yeah, I mean, I had the better start, and then from there, I mean, you kind of have to win from there with how close on pace we are. But of course, the curb just decided to take me on a little excursion through the grass. But then the pit stop kind of saved me. Gained insane amount of time with the pit stop. I don't know how, but yeah. And then I was able to put the pressure on him again, and then we both had another few offs. Luckily, I only had mine before the pit stop, so. But yeah, I mean, apart from the curbs trying to murder me again, basically nearly flawless, maybe one actual mistake of going wide, but yeah, I mean, props to Marlon for staying so close to me on pace as well. And then of course also congratulations to Martin for the 3rd place. But yeah, I mean, it's nice to win it like this with close competitors. Instead of just winning by an absolute mile. Yeah, that's a nice change to see.
Indeed. Yeah, it is been a while since we've had some races like that, especially for you. If you're the one who's dominating it, you would always pull a gap, but it's nice to see that competition finally closing up to you and being a little bit of a threat, making those victories oh so much more sweet. My congratulations. I know this was a very important win for you. And cannot wait to see how you can turn this around in your favor as we head into the double points round in 2 weeks' time at Tor Punza. So congratulations on that race win.
Yeah, thank you. I mean, it's a nice comeback from being in the... Well, I mean, I was basically already sent to Australia at the end of last race, so nice to come back like this.
Yeah, an early start to practice while all those other guys are practicing and racing. Well, in 2 weeks' time, we will be heading to Poland. So that is going to be August 24th. So yes, one more Saturday off. And then from that point on, we are going to return back to the back-to-back races every single Saturday. So make sure you guys are opening up those calendars. So yeah, next week, hopefully you guys have your last bit of Saturday off. And we are going to get right back into business from August 24th all the way to the week before Christmas. So cannot wait to see you guys stick around with us. And yeah, great racing overall. Very happy we were able to solve the issue at the very beginning of this race. Thank you for the patience. And yeah, cannot wait to see where this championship goes. Great racing from everybody. I'm going to close off the stream. If you want to stick around and chat, you're free to do so. If you guys do need to head off now, thank you for racing. And we'll hopefully see you in 2 weeks' time in Poland. What a race that was. And it all comes down to this now. What a race here at Queensland. An amazing fight between Marlon Young and Mike Van Dorn. Read in the chat there, Martin, my rival. Congrats. GG's, Marlon. Osman would be proud of you, Marlon. I agree. And really hope we could see some of those OG drivers return. Daniel Williams making a comeback. P4. That's very awesome. Don't see him in the chat anymore, but massive shout out to him. An awesome return. But that is it for Queensland. In 2 weeks' time, we head to Poland for the Polish Grand Prix. Cannot wait for double points on the line. So it'll be huge for a lot of drivers to really climb back in before we get into that Caribbean tour. And just a little bit of a confusion for these two series, although they are both in two separate kind of categories, the Caribbean Motor Racing Championship and the regular DTM World Championship. They're all part of the same championship, and the points are always going to be tallied the same. However, once we hit that Caribbean series, we're going to be counting the points separately. So from rounds 5 to 8, we're going to be looking at the points separately. It will not be for any sort of race of champions. That is only going to go to the winner of the overall DTM World Championships. But remember, we also have that Radical Caribbean Cup coming up. And then one more championship before we get into Race of Champions. We are going to see the aliens go for war, for the ultimate battle to claim themselves to be champion of 2024. But that is going to do it here. Important points on the board for Van Dorn to take a race win. Marlon Young's going to be very happy for that P2 X-Play. Going to be very happy to add to those collections more trophies in there for a 1-3. But it is for the first time in this championship, a driver has finally split and ended the X-Play dominance. That is going to do it here for today. Thank you for joining us. And we are going to see you in 2 weeks' time. Mark your calendars, August 24th, 2024 at 4:20 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for the 4th round. Because I'm telling you, if we saw some racing like that, what is going to happen next? Cannot wait to see it. We'll see you then.